What is a graph here? Okay, there are two types of the graph. The first one is called directed graph, and then another one is called undirected graph. Okay, what is the difference between the directed graph and undirected graph? Okay, and here for the directed graph, look at the here, because they have all the connection with the arrow. Arrow is pointing each other. But in the undirected graph, there is no arrows here. So these are the two different things. Okay, and here you have a set of the arrows. These are the directed graph. You have a set of the arrow. It is pointing here, from here to here, here to here, and here to here. Okay, from here to here, here to here, you have pointing the arrow. But in the undirected graph, there is no pointing because you don't know it is the line is going from here to here or here to here. It is no pointing. So it is like only a set of line. They have only the line without the arrows. So these are the two different types of the graph. Okay, so again, just for your information. Okay, for the directed graph, you have a arrows. Okay, and then if undirected graph, there is a only line without the arrow. Set of line, here is a set of arrows. Okay, so these are the two different things. Okay, let's go for the other part. The last one, the last slides is this is for the representing the graph. Okay, so in the exam, okay, how it is going to ask, please look at here in the exam. It is going to be given, this graph is going to be given. This is going to be given in the exam. Okay, so again, I want to remind you, usually they have a 4 different set. You already know that in the final exam or midterm exam also. So there will be 4 different diagrams. You will get the different diagram if your name is not on the set list. So please, because it is very easy to get the marks. Okay, so and here, when you look at this one, this graph is going to be given and then you have to write these 2 things. And then it is very, very easy if you really understand. Okay, so the first one is called representing graph using the 2D array. Okay, and then here using the linked list. Okay, so how you are going to, some students are still coming. Okay, just wait, please. Okay, so now how you are going to do here? It is look at the here. In the exam, maybe this is 1, 2, 3, maybe they are going to change the number. But please don't worry here. Okay, so when you look at here, how many numbers are here? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a 5 numbers are here. So now you have a 5 number here. You put it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many numbers are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if let's say in the exam, if you see only 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then just put until 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever numbers are here, and then you have to put it here. Okay, both in horizontal and vertical. Okay, so this is called I and J. You just put it I and J. This is without the changing. Okay, I and J, they just put it here. And then and here, why you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you see in the exam only 1, 2, 3, 4, you have to cut it and then 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So whatever number is here. But if, and let's say in the exam, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know until 6 is coming or less, or I don't know. Maybe if they add more, maybe only 1 more. Maybe from 5 to 6 or 4, they will stop. So whatever you see the number, just write and then both, this side and this side. And then now how you are going to write these things now. So I believe that this is easy now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's start thinking about the writing there, this number now. How you are going to insert this number. Okay, so when you look at the here, 1, number 1. Number 1 is pointing to where now? From number 1 here, now we are going to consider the number 1. Look at the number 1 here. And this number 1, when you check the number 1, from the number 1 point, see number 1 is pointing to where? Number 1 is pointing to number 3. Number 1 is pointing to number 3. And then number 1 is pointing to number 2. Look at the arrow. I'm asking you to check the arrow. Okay, number 1 is pointing to the arrow number 3. Number 1 is pointing arrow to the number 2. Okay, when you look at from number 1 to number 4, there is no pointing here. Only from number 4 to number 1 is pointing. So that's why from the number 1, the arrow is pointing to only 2 points, number 3 and number 2. Okay, number 3 and number 2. Only 2 points it is pointing. So if the arrow is pointing number 2 and number 3, then you have to put number 1 here. If the arrow is pointing, you have to put the number 1. This is the number 1 here. From the number 1, it is pointing to number 2 and number 3. There are 2 pointing here. So if the arrow is pointing, you have to put the 1, 1. Other things, you just put the 0 here. This is the first step. Okay, so now we finish the checking number 1 now. Now let's go to the number 2. I will change to the another color here. For the number 2, okay, now we are going to check the number 2 now. Okay, so for the number 2 check here. Number 2 is pointing to where? Number 2 is only pointing to number 5. And then there are no other pointing. So number 2 is only pointing to number 5. So you have to put 1 on the number 5 here. See, number 2 is only pointing to the number 5. So that's why you have to put a 1 under the 5 here. Other places all are 0. This is very easy. Okay, now check the number 3 now. Number 3 is pointing to where now? Let me change another color. Another color is this one. Number 3 now. Check number 3. When you check the number 3 is here. Number 3 is pointing to where? It is pointing only to 4 because it is not pointing to 1 because the arrow side is wrong here. Okay, the arrow side is this one. So number 3 is only pointing to 4 also. So that's why under the 4 here, you just put number 1. Then other places all are 0. All are 0. Okay. Then now the next one, number 4. When you check the number 4, where it is pointing, check again. Number 4 here. When you check the number 4 is pointing to the number 1. Okay, number 4 is pointing to the number 1. So you are going to put 1 under the number 1 here. Okay, other numbers are all 0. Okay, now the last one you have a 5 here, number 5. Okay, so when you check that this number 5 is here. Number 5 is pointing itself. Because if the wrong is like this here, number 5 is pointing to number 5. Okay, not other places. So this means that this is a number 5 here, but number 5 will come from here and then it's go again. So 5 is pointing itself to number 5. So other places you put all 0. So these are again, it is very, very easy to get the marks. Okay, whatever number you see, whether it is 4 or 5 or 6, just write all the numbers here. Okay, then after that, starting from here, see the arrow are pointing to which places. If the arrow is pointing to that places, you put the 1. Okay, then others, you just put the 0. Okay, so this is the things. Okay, so let's say here in the exam, if this is not pointing, so for the number 5 area, all will be 0, 0, 0, 0. Because if this part is deleted in the final exam, so when you check the number 5 is not pointing to any places. So you are going to put all 0, 0 here. So this is the things. Okay, so now let's see this one. This is also the same thing. When you see the number 5 number here, just write the 5 number here. Whatever the number you see, just write the 5 number. If you see 4 number, just write the 4 number. If you see 6 number, maybe maximum they will ask 6 number only. You just write the 6 number here. Okay, then after that, now see here. This is the same thing. From the number 1, okay, it is pointing to the number 2. And then after that, it is pointing to the number 3. From number 1 is pointing to number 2 and number 3. So just write here, number 2 and number 3. Then the last one, you must draw like this. The last one, you must close because no more pointing. Number 1 is pointing to number 2 and then after that, number 3. Okay, so then after that, stop. So you must do all the stop with this one because no more pointing. This is meaning that null. Null means that no more pointing. Okay, how about the number 2? It is the same thing. Number 2 is only pointing to the number 5. So you just put it the 5 here. Then after that, stop. How about the number 3? Number 3 is only pointing to the 4 here. Only pointing to the 4. And then stop. And then number 4. Number 4 is only pointing to the number 1. And then stop. And then number 5, the last one is pointing to itself, number 5. Then finish stop. So it is very, very easy to get the marks. Okay. You understand? Any students? It is very, any questions? Please, because I want every student to get the full marks for this one. Okay, so please, this is there, you should get the full marks. Do you understand now? I will put this one in where? I think it is already there. Okay, it is already in the link. You can watch it also. Okay, and the exam, this graph is going to be given. You have to draw these two tables. Any questions, students? Any questions? Do you understand? If you understand, I want to go to the practical test one. Do you want me to explain again or not? If you want me to explain again, please tell me. I will explain again. Otherwise, I will go for the practical part. Okay, I hope it is easy. Okay, it is easy. Okay, so now let's go to the practical exam. Okay, now. Okay, so please, this is very easy to get the 5 marks. I want actually this one that you have to write the program, but I didn't cover the program for this one. Okay, so because I want to help the students, so I just want, okay, to write these things. Okay, table 1. Okay, now let's go to the practical exam part now. Okay, so in the practical exam part, where is this? Chapter 3. It is a chapter 3. When you see the chapter 3, slice number 5. Okay, I am going to give only one slice here. So in this one, the practical exam, the question is going to be written like this. And then you are going to ask, the output is going to be given here. Okay, so please check the output and then change here. Okay, so just now I copy everything from here. And then when I run here, just wait for a while. When I run here, okay, run. This is, I copy already from these slides. Okay. And then this is the output. The output is saying from this one. So now in the exam, this output is going to be given. So based on this output, you have to change. Okay, let's say that if the output, okay, sorry. Let's say that if the output, this output, maybe they will change here. Learn C++ programming. Then you have to come and change here. Maybe they will say that data structure and algorithm. Okay, who is the author? Author means who write the book. Then maybe they will change something here. Then come and change here. And then maybe the book ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe they are going to change something. 1000. Then you come and change 1000. So whatever the output is going to be changed, and then you have to come and change also. And then also here, the book title. Where did you get from the book title here? This book title, I cannot see. This book title and book author, where is this appear? This is coming from where? This is coming from, I think I have to close this one. This is coming from this part here, see out. Look at the here. When you see the see out, there is a book title. So this is the things, book title. And then book author, and then book ID. Okay, so there are 3 parts here. Then after that, the output there. Okay, so let's say in the exam, this is the not book title. Maybe they are going to change the T for the big. For example, this T is going to be the bigger. Then you come and change here, book title. So this T is going to be the big now. So please check this thing. Only the small things that you have to. Okay, now let's go and edit this part now. Let me go and change something and then change what is the difference here. Okay, I have only 10 minutes left. Now let's see here. Let me change something here and then see the output, what is going to be. I'm not going to put a learn C++. Maybe I'm just going to put the data structure, DATA data structure, STRUCTURE data structure. And then who write? Michelle, M-I-C-H-A-L-E, Michelle. Okay, and then after that, the book number is going to change to 1003. Something like this. Okay, so this is the book ID. I changed it already. And then if the book 2 also changed, then you change the book 2 also. Okay, let's say that. In the exam, there will be 3 books. What you are going to do? Then just add another book here. If there is a 3 book, just add another book. Book 2, after book 2, there will be the book 3. Book 3. Okay, then here you have a book 2 and book 3. So you have to add another book here. Just copy this one. Just copy these 3 things. Because you have to add another book here. Then you are going to add another book information, not book 2 here. It is going to be book 3 and book 3. And this is also going to be the book 3. Okay, so now maybe you change something here. For example, like C++ programming, programming, programming. And then who write it? Okay, for example, like Kenneth. Okay, just write the Kenneth, and then the book ID may be 10157. So these are the book ID here. So this is the book 3 information I have added. It is going to become. So now you are going to print the another book. Just add here. If there is 2 book, then just add another book here, book 3. It is going to be the book 3 now. So these are the small things that you have to know. Okay, so now it is okay now, other things. So if I am going to change the output for this book title, I want to make it bigger. Just type T. And then here author, A. And here ID, I want to make the big ID. So it is like it is going to be changed. T is going to be the big, A is going to be the bigger, and then ID is going to be like this ID. So this is the things. So now what I changed that, I add the 3 books. Okay, and then after that, there will be the output will be the 3 books here now. Okay, so now let's run it now. Bismillah. I hope nothing is wrong, because sometimes even the small mistake can make the problem. See, now you have already 3 books. The first book is a data structure or whatever I write, maybe I write mistake here. Data structure, who is the author, and then what is the ID. Then this is the second book here. You have 3, and this is a third book here. So these are the things. Okay, so please remember this. And then I told you here, maybe they are not going to change to you know that there are 5 things it can be asked in the exam. Okay, only 5 things for the books. And then please see, there will be the title, or they will change the name, book name or book title. So this is a character. Okay, or author. Author is a person who write the book, because ABCD. But the integers are what? Book ID. ID is 1033 integer. But if there is a price, maybe the book price. You know the price? Price is a money. Money is a float. FLOAT float, and price. PRICE price, the book price. You have to declare this one, the book price. If there is a price, maybe they are going to change instead of this one. Maybe they are going to ask the output, check the output. If there is a price, you have to declare as a float here, not the integer. Float price. And then the last one they can ask is a publisher. You know the publishers are the company which publish the book. For example, the author write the book, then they send to the company, please print my book. To print the book, these are called the publisher. Publisher is the name, for example, like the person, or for example, like the Willie. These are the company name. So that's why you just put it the same thing here, Shah. C-H-A-R, Shah, publisher. P-U-B-L-I-S-H-E-R, publisher. So only these 5 things can be asked. There will be the title or the name of the book, the author who write the book, and then there will be the book ID, okay, and then book price, and then book publisher. So only 5 things. So in the exam, only these 5 things can be asked. So you have only 3 types here. You have a Shah, is a character. It is writing for ABCD, okay, and then the integer is for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then after that, the float is for the price. Price is, you know, the book price, for example, 29.99 or 29.50. So that's why they write these things. So only these 5 things can be change. Instead of an ID, they will put the price. Instead of the author, maybe they will put the publisher. Or maybe after the integer ID, maybe they might ask the price. So please check here which one they added. So that's why I told you they can add only title, author, ID, price, or publisher. Only 5 things can be asked. Okay? Is any students? Yes, I have recorded here. Only one. What is the only one is coming? If one is coming also, no problem. If one book is coming also, you just write the one book. Okay, so this is very easy. If they ask the one book, then just write the one book, book 1 only. Okay, so if there is a 2 book, if there is a 3 book, just add. I'm just showing you. Maybe they might ask only one book also. Yes, you say. So if there is one book, you just put the one book. Only one book information will be there. Okay, so these are the very simple things you have to know how to edit. Is it okay? I have recorded here after this class. Okay, I will upload it there and the YouTube. Okay, and then you can do it as a reference. Okay, so my time is also finishing. I think it is easy, and then I have last slides. Last slides mean what? What is the last slides? You mean you are talking about the chapter 7? This one? Are you talking about this one? And the exam, you have to draw these things. This one and
yeah, doctor, I ask about this in exam. Answer 2 things or only one?
which one? This one? This slides?
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
things. You must answer the 2 things. How can you, the 5 marks here, it is very easy. Only this one is the question. You have to answer both. The answer is going to be
Okay.
this one. Representing graph
Yeah.
using the 2D and then representing graph using the linked list. You have to answer the both. Okay, and the question
Okay.
asks you, you have to write 2 things. Here, this is called representing graph using the 2D array. Here called representing graph using the linked list. This is just as similar. Okay, if you understand this one, this is just the same. You have to answer the both.
Yeah.
The
So
question,
in the final
in the
exam
question they are
together,
going
yeah.
to ask, you have to answer both things. The question will be asking
Yeah.
these
Okay.
2 titles. Okay, only this graph is
Yeah.
going to be given, and then they will ask you these 2 questions. So you have to draw these 2 both. Okay, so please try to understand. It is very, very easy, inshallah. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
everybody should
Okay.
get their marks. Yes. Okay, so I have to log out now because the time is finishing. As you know that this is the YouTube, I mean, not the YouTube, the Zoom is, we get only 40 minutes for this one, the free version. Okay, so after I finish this class, I will upload it to the YouTube, maybe around 15 minutes. It will take times. Then after that, I will put the link under the here. Okay, I will put the link under the here. Okay, so today one, maybe I will put it like, for example, this is like the link here. Under the here, today lecture. Under the today lecture, I'm going to put this link. This is the link. Whenever you see this icon, this is the link to the YouTube. This is the URL. Okay, when you say search here, you can see the chapter 6 and 7 were recorded this one. Okay, so today under this lecture 17 here, I'm going to put, for example, like the revision here. I have to put the link. I have to upload to the YouTube first, this recording. Then I will put it under the 7 here, today one. Okay, for example, like this is a lab test revision. I'm going to put the lab test revision. Okay, lab test revision, you check it, the link.